What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Ra. I almost said playing as Kimo, but his name is Kimo. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Poseidon. His name is Moore, and he has the underscore win after his name, which means he will win this game. That's what it means. And he's actually playing Poseidon, ladies and gentlemen, the Uranus expert himself, the self-described Uranus expert, and obviously Uranus expert described by many others, is going in with Poseidon. Now, this was the Meta Plays Winners Final, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe this was the winners final. And in the Meta Plays tournament, you could only win with one god, and then you had to switch off it. So that means if you wanted to get a win with Uranus, you could get a win with Uranus, you could get a win with Poseidon, you could get a win with Zeus. In order to take a series, you could get a win with Ra. You couldn't get 2 wins with Ra, but you could play Ra twice if you did lose with Ra. So it was a bit of an interesting format, and this does force a lot of interesting matchups. But we are seeing not only an interesting matchup, but an interesting map, ladies and gentlemen. If we check this out straight away, we do have the map Borderlands here. The interesting part about Borderlands is that the bases of each player spawn incredibly close to each other, which means that rushes are incredibly strong. The other thing that is huge about this map is that the hunt spawns in a semicircle around your base, so that any sort of raiding is very, very strong on this map, but very easily defended with 1 wall, 2 walls. They are large. They are large walls, and we do have Shalky in the chat making a very, very astute observation. Imagine forest fire. Yes, imagine forest fire indeed would be hilarious. You open the entire map up into having 3 locations through, running straight into the main base of your opponent from your own main base. So that can be very, very strong there. But also you open it up to your own main base. So there's that. Anyways, house coming up now for Kimo. Looking like he either forgot to build a house or is doing something a little bit different here. I do feel like if you have a situation where you have this build where you want to be, if you have a pharaoh on a gold mine, you can actually empower the house and not lose any resources. But what should actually be happening here is the priest should be on the mining camp and the pharaoh should be on the food, because you have 10 villages on food, only 3 villages on gold. So we do see the temple now coming up, and Kimo is going to be chucking this temple up here very, very quickly. So we'll see how that's going to go for him. Moore's also getting himself his own town, his own temple up, and the boar are coming in. It is a Poseidon Ra matchup, so we've seen this matchup quite a lot with Matrius Kimo, but not a lot with Moore. So we'll see what Moore's going to be trying to do here. Generally speaking, we do see an attempt at a fast second town center from the Poseidon player, and the Ra player ends up going following suit with another town center. So we get all that, but we are seeing more going in with Ares here. I love a good Ares rush. No boring second town center here for Moore, as he's also only got 3 villages on gold. He's got himself 6 villages on wood. He's going to be putting pressure on immediately. If we check out what Moore's line of sight is here in this game, you can see he's spotted the gold mine. He sees that he has to walk all the way around to hit this one. So we'll see if that's what he's going to do. The other option is to simply walk straight through here and take this down and then hit from this side, which can be very, very strong as well. The other thing that you could actually do here, which is completely viable and fine, is you treat your ceasefire or you treat your pestilence like a ceasefire that denies a Migdol stronghold. So you slow your opponent down at that stage of the game by pestilencing the Migdol stronghold, and you just get a fast second town center. The Ares fakes a rush, and that is actually what it's looking like Moore is going for here. He's going to be going up, grabbing this town center, going in with the Ares. He can send that Cyclops through to take down the watchtower here as well, with the added benefit of having a Hippolyta behind it to take out a pharaoh or anything else, as we do see the town center coming up now for Kimo. Kimo doesn't even blink at Ares. He's like, rush me, see if I care. I don't care. I'm just going to get my town center and do my darndest here to get some dubs. As you do see now, Kimo up on this top corner of the map, eating these walrus, getting all of that juicy, juicy walrus meat. And seeing what he can do here as the Cyclops is out. The villagers doing their thing. And where to now here for Kimo? Kimo's going for a very old build. I mean, it's probably not old, but it's a very done build. And I think it might be good, it might not be good, but this is essentially a magic build. And it was essentially magic made this build as a very safe way to get second town center. So the idea is a 430 town center is very safe against a 430 Poseidon because you're going to be able to get the town center up before Hippolyta comes over and hits you. But getting out the wood to boot with that is very tough. So he said, well, I'll just put villagers onto wood after I get the town center up, get all my upgrades after that. So he's just going to see the Shadoof coming through, the plow coming through, the husbandry coming through. And this build is strong in that it's safe, but weak in that it allows your opponent to do whatever he wants. So this is an incredibly boomy build as well behind all of this. So you get a very big boom power spike, which it does indicate that the best way to play against someone going for one of these sorts of booms is some form of timing attack. So we'll see if Moore's going to be able to pull off something like that. And he has got areas here as well. So if it does end up getting late game, those hoplites are going to be incredibly helpful. If we actually take a look at the upgrades here, do they affect... No, they just affect hoplites and they affect a pass bit. So we can get some very, very big help in the form of the hoplite pass bits late game that might end up happening. So Kimo retreating back to his base now. He's finished up. He hasn't actually finished up on this vote. I do find this a little bit peculiar from Kimo. He's very stuck in his ways. Given that he has this food here and this food here, I would have thought trying to get to the heroic age without farming would have been the best bet here. But it's looking like Kimo is going, nah, play it safe, come back, farm in the classical age. He's waiting on plow. He's got 800 food in the bank. He's going to be throwing down these farms as fast as he possibly can. Just with one villager here, as this is all happening, is one way to do this very efficiently, but not exactly what's happening. You can get these farms up very quickly. If you look at how fast they build, it's actually 4.5 seconds with Shadoof, I believe. No, that was removed. It's 9 seconds. So we see all these farms going up pretty quickly. 8 farms here and 20 farms here for Kimo. 20 farms. So this is such a ridiculous boom from Kimo. We'll see what Moore's going to do as a result. This is incredibly smart. This is exactly what you have to do. Throw these walls up. When your opponent goes for a fast heroic, get the walls, do the good stuff. Very, very strong. So we'll see how that's going to go. Double stable up now for Moore as well. No surprises there. Going for archers or hoplites in this situation generally is a no-no. Just go for those Hippocon. It is a known fact that I don't like Hippocon against Norse, but I love Hippocon against Egyptian. So good job, Moore. But no access to the Sacred Charge, which does give a big, big downside. So he's going to have to be aware that he will be wanting to transition away from those cavalry and definitely not go Dionysus. Dionysus is a head scratcher for me. We'll see what his plan is. He's going to get himself out the Hydra. He can come over here and eat these caribou, netting himself about 3 heads. So it can be pretty strong. But not going through Aphrodite, I don't understand this one from Moore unless he's going for some sort of mass Hippocon timing attack with Pestilence, with a bronze to hit the second gold mine and get a dub here. But he has to be in 2 separate places at once. He has to be over here, and he has to be over here, and he has to be over here. So this is technically one place here, but this is going to be a tough one here for Moore to get a big advantage here with Dionysus. We already see Skin of the Rhino coming through for Kimo, as he's very aware he doesn't want to lose any villagers here in this game. He's just playing it super safe. Very, very late heroic age, but as we said, 20 farms. Very big boom. And he might even throw up a safe market in this back corner coming up to this town center as well, which could be very, very strong, as well as we are seeing Kimo might even decide to just go for a fast 3rd town center here. He is throwing up a Migdol stronghold on this location, which is a big mistake because of Ares. So if if Moore is making Hippocon here, which he totally is, he's been hiding them nicely. This Migdol Stronghold goes up. You cast Ares, you cast Pestilence. No units are here. Cyclops takes it down. You take down the Migdol. You do everything good. And where's that Hydra going? Nowhere. We do see the Pitsukos in here with the help of the Rock. The Theseus going to come over here. We do see one villager kill already. No Pestilence just yet? Pestilence? Hello? Pestilence? Pestilence? No? Kill it? Hello? Isn't that the whole idea of the strat? Don't let him get units. That's dumb. Hello? Go! Attack! More! Go! Where are you going? This is the game plan! Kimo's went straight into it! He's gone straight into it! He's currently getting focused over here. We just see the Hippolyta back here. He's lost focus completely. Town Center coming up is going to make it very, very tough to make any sort of push work here, because then you also get access to those mercenary. But we are seeing a Cyclops in here, which is going to make it very tough for this to go up. The Hippocon can come over here. We do see Chronolations coming through. Still no Pestilence. He could have 0 cavalry right now. 0. There's the Pestilence now. I guess he can take down these cavalry completely fine here. And we will be seeing a big push now coming in for more. This Pestilence lasts a very, very long time. But nice play here for Moore. He's going to easily take down this Migdol Stronghold. We do see a barracks coming up. 2 barracks coming up now for Kimo. And trying to keep those safe as potentially moving over onto these locations now. It's going to be the way to go. Moore's starting to gather himself some of that favor now, as it looks like the Locust came onto here. I don't see too many dead villagers here. Moore is 54 villagers, so he has lost some in this game. Kimo with a slight edge on those villagers. We do see some Prodromus coming through now. Maybe a little bit too early on those Prodromus. Keep going in with those Hippocons. We are seeing another Migdol Stronghold getting thrown up on this location, as Moore is going to be casting himself Bronze, going for a huge timing attack right now onto the very, very slow but super strong economy Kimo. And we just see the Cyclops picking up one of those cavalry nicely, taking down a whole bunch of damage with that throw as well. As the units moving in, the villagers do have Skin of the Rhino, so they are very, very strong. But it's looking like more 113 population, lots of resources in the bank. Maybe trying to hit some sort of Artemis behind this. If he can take down this Migdol Stronghold, pull back, go Artemis. This could be incredibly strong here for Moore. Is he still producing units? He is totally still producing units here. So he's not actually actively going for that. I don't see a market up anywhere either for Moore. And it is looking like the Migdol indeed will not go down, as Kimo is going to be able to hold this fairly nicely here. And the Hydra is still no heads. Makes me very sad that we didn't see him eat the Caribou up here and get the 5-headed Hydra. But he has gotten 2 now. And we do see the Priest now coming after this one, as Moore realizes I have to sack this, take down the Migdol Stronghold. No problem. And it is looking like, even though after all that damage, Kimo's alive here. And Moore, he has structured his economy here, and it makes sense. He has structured his economy to go Ares, but I do not, sorry, go Artemis here. But he does have the market, and Artemis is coming through. Beautiful play here. This is going to be a huge earthquake timing. Does Kimo have upgrades? Yes, he's got Masons, but no fortified town centers, no architects. These both will go down here. But Moore needs a follow-up, because just killing this is not going to be enough. Obviously the added help of a Chimera is going to be big, but I would love to see Thracian horses get grabbed here as well for Moore. He's just about to get the resource for it. It costs 30 favor, and he's a little bit short on the food, but he could just buy 400 food right now and be in a very, very strong position. You can actually see that the food costing 137 resource. We do see a fortress getting thrown up on this location. No units getting built just yet for Moore, as Kimo is able to put some incredibly strong return pressure onto Moore. He's actually deciding to pull away as the hero is coming in saying, well, maybe I can't make any ground in this game. The Moore's, in fact, in the lead on the economy with 67 villages. Tsukimo's 64. No third town center attempt here, so Moore definitely considering to continue the pressure here, as we do see Kimo attempting to get this third town center back up. as we see some Hippocon making their way around this way, but the wall's already set up for Kimo nicely. And it is, I mean, I get it, but I don't understand. You need to, when you see all these spearmen, a good reaction is to make the barracks and get out some hoplites. But that's not what's happening here. And I get it because it's clear that Moore is probably going to go Chimera to initially deal with these spearmen as well as get out Heliopolite. That's the plan here. Heliopolite, Chimera, Hero, very strong in this game as we are seeing the Hippocon moving in. We've already got Sun-Dried Mudbrick coming through for Kimo as he's going to attempt to hold on here. But the Hippocon walking in here. The Crenellation Towers is in. The Hippocon makes his way in. We see a big earthquake, but it's not enough. Mason's too strong. We see a couple of houses get dealt with. The town center stays alive, and that's going to be very depressing there for Moore as he hasn't been able to kill that one off. And now we've got heavy spearmen, but the Chimera walking in here going to do a ton of damage if he clicks the right way, and he indeed does click the right way there, getting a whole bunch of damage done, but not enough. We see the Hippocon now going to be making their way over onto this town center. It's getting repaired up by a couple of villagers as Moore is like, maybe I can kill it off, but with Sun-Dried Mudbrick now up, too much HP on this town center, and Moore might decide to go elsewhere. So we do see the Chimera coming in onto this location. Big damage done. The priest getting some damage done back here, but Hippocon coming in onto this position to try and take down the priest is going to be huge. The tower's obviously getting some good damage. We can also see boiling oil through for Kimo as he is just going mass upgrades, complete Kimo style. He is Kimo, so very big. We do see the town center up now for more. 3 town centers apiece. Very close game. And we are seeing the Heliopolite coming through now. The Polyphemus coming through now. 75 villagers for more. He is continuing to push here in this game. Polyphemus plus Heliopolite. This is going to be a dead town center for sure, with no architects up, no units on this position. All the units distracted by the Chimera. The couple of Hippocons. Beautiful misdirection here from Moore. Now we do see a shifting sands. But unfortunately for Kimo, he doesn't hit the Heliopolite or the Polyphemus. So this town center will indeed be going down as Kimo now going up through Osiris. As the Chimera moving over onto this gold mine to get even more damage done. The special ability is not currently ready, but it does come down. Big damage done, but with Skin of the Rhino, it's a little bit less. It's a little bit underwhelming, I guess, as more units coming in here, and the town center will get taken down. Nice play from Moore to continue this pressure. Kimo on the back foot. He's been in this situation time and time again, though. He will have Osiris. He will have strong economy, 71 villages, 2 camel caravans. He is still having to deal with this Chimera over here as the priests are coming in and tickling, literally tickling the Chimera. This is 800 food. These priests basically do 10 damage a shot, which, and you might be like, 10 damage is not bad for the priest, but 800 HP. And now we see stables getting thrown up over here. We do also have the Hypaspist coming in. I don't particularly like Hypaspist as much as I like Hoplite. The idea is that the Hoplite tank against everything and the Heliopolite do all the damage, but Hypaspist can deal with those spearmen nicely, as we do see that Son of Osiris is in here as the Heliopolite retreating away. We do see the Mummy in as well, and Moore is going to simply get out of here. There is... The only thing that I'm seeing here that's going to be a little bit difficult for Moore in the late game, because we've seen Poseidon compete with Ra late game time and time again, no problems. The problem that I'm seeing here for Moore is no Divine Blood. Divine Blood is the huge upgrade that tilts the late game into the balance for Poseidon versus Ra. Kimo's gotten everything correctly in terms of a late game pressure here, so he's going to be fine. We'll just see if Moore's going to have something to do. So he does have Ares, so he does have that bonus onto his Hoplite, onto his Hypaspist, so that's going to help him out a little bit. But no Divine Blood means no building spam, and that's going to be tough. We do see Champion Spearman also coming in here for Kimo. I'm surprised to see Kimo not empowering the settlement at this point, as we do see these Hippocon going to be making their way through this wooden wall, and we still don't see Thracian horses here for Moore. He's got a lot of gold in the bank, so he could be buying food. Buying food is one of those things that you got to do here with Poseidon. Abuse that market as you can. Poseidon does have that reduced trade rate. You can see 133 gold per 100 food here, as we are seeing the stables getting taken out. Kimo clearing them up. The Spearman going to be able to deal with these Heliopoli very, very easily. Have to retreat away from there. But while it's going on, the raid onto the gold mine, absolutely huge. So many dead villagers here. Kimo dropping down now below 80, down to 70 villagers. That's 10 villager kills, it seems. And we'll see where he's going to go with this. He can come sit underneath the town center as well. This Hippocon lasts a long time underneath that sort of town center. He is going to be going after the trade route. There's not really a lot of trade set up just yet. And Kimo is going to be using this opportunity to make some serious ground on this location. Champion Spearman. No upgrades on the Chariot Archers, but he will be getting that fairly soon. You must think he could be selling that wood as well. Very important to do that in this position. And we are going to be seeing those Hippocon dealing a lot of damage as the mummy comes over here. The Spearmen are here as well. And Kimo's now pretty happily over on this gold mine. He needs to send more villagers over there when he can. And we'll see how it's all going to go as the Chimera just about to fall here. And more now down to 130 of 160 population. He is going in with Toxotes, which... There is a building composition that the Greek do enjoy, which revolves around the Toxotes, and that is walls, towers, Toxotes, Petropolis. But there are no towers, there are no Heliopoli, and there are no walls. So these Toxotes do not make sense at this point in the game. But definitely just keep going Hoplite, keep going Heliopoli here, and be in a good position. But more now coming over to this side of the map as we do see the trade route very alive and well. He's spamming those out. He obviously feels like he doesn't have a lot of food to do that, which is probably why he's making those Toxotes just into his buildings. I love that play from Moore. Perfect. He's completely taking advantage of the fact that if the buildings get killed, he's going to get militia, and it's going to be great. We'll see how it's going to go. We do have all these Hippocon ready to rush in. Would have liked to see him try and get a surround on this. The Son of Osiris is here with no rock on this position. So if you can get a surround on the Son of Osiris, you can easily clean this up. Kimo kind of known for losing his Son of Osiris here, and it is potentially going to happen right now as the Son of Osiris incredibly low. He can speed walk this Son of Osiris away. If you don't know how to do that, go and watch some Age of Mythology speedruns, as we do see the Hippocon get in here and get a perfect surround onto the Son of Osiris. He's attempting to get out of here, but it's looking like Kimo realizes the Son of Osiris is dead, and this is a huge win for Moore. He has managed to take the Son of Osiris down, and Kimo is in a terrifying position now. No huge advantage remaining. How are the armory upgrades looking for Kimo? He's got next to none. Well, he's got bronze weapons and copper mail. Moore, on the other hand, has a little bit of upgrades. He's also got that small upgrade of Bacchanalia as well, which is pretty funny. It gives you 5% extra hit points on every unit. So it's kind of good, kind of not good at the same time. It's pretty cheap, though, so you do want to grab it. But now we see stone walls. Moore's got to be happy about that. He needs to just set buildings up everywhere. Multiple Kimo walls over here. We do see the Chimera coming in here, but there's a mummy. There's a oh, beautiful micro from Moore. Gets a fire breath off. The mummy does not manage to get anything picked off here, as the Theseus is going to come over here, take this one out, and now Moore can start pushing through on this side. He's got the advantage over here with very few spearmen here with those heavy Hippocon ready to take so much kill off all of those Chariot Archers, as some mercenary cavalry are getting built. We've got Levy Barracks soldiers coming through for Kimo as he wants to train those spearmen even quicker than they already do. Bronze mail as well coming in. He's got a lot of resources. Still could be selling that wood. He's very much struggling for gold in this game, and he's got 69 gold per 100 wood that he could sell, but he's not doing that just yet. Meanwhile, the stone gates have come through as the Chimera going to try and take these units down as fast as possible. A fortress down on this position. I'd love to see some towers here as well, just to make sure he can control it. And we just see a random catapult here for Kimo just popping out. Champion Hippocon coming through as well for Moore, as this game is continuing very spicily, very much in the balance. Anyone's game at this point. The mercenary cavalry very strong here, trying to push in, trying to tank those Toxotes as well, and they do a very good job of it with, I think we've got 34% pierce armor, but 247 HP is a lot of HP, and that's gonna effectively force Moore back. And now Moore's dropped down population yet again. He's missing a house somewhere as well. we see Kimo getting architects, more with very little resources in the bank. He does have 19 donkey caravans compared to Kimo's 8 camel caravans as they are attempting to continue to get built out. Another marker getting thrown down here. And there is like a lot of options here for thyroid raids as well. You can get some thyroid raids through this location here, take down these houses, take down the market, potentially take down the fortified town center as well. Now we see the fortress getting targeted down. If you lose the fortress, it's not that big of a deal. You get so many militia out of it as well. And we do see the thyroid. We see the thyroid. Without Spirited Charge, they are very sad though. I think Spirited Charge works on these bad boys. Let me just make sure that's cavalry and not... It is cavalry. There's no Spirited Charge on these guys. So they move a little bit slow, but these are tough to deal with. The only real counter that Ra has against a thyroid are crenellation towers. So any location that doesn't have crenellation towers on it can be taken down very, very fast. So this town center getting taken down, this market getting taken down, all these houses getting taken down. And we do see the watchtowers coming up for Kimo. Very smart, very aware that this is what's happening here. More not disguising this at all. There is one stable over here, but he's not disguising it at all. We do see the fortress going down as more getting pushed back over here, but we do have the militia out here. And the champion Tyroi making their way in here. And they have been taking a little bit of damage. That's so slow. These spearmen can actually chase them around now. You see even Monument of Pharaohs coming up for Kimo. As maybe these guys are getting their value by just distracting at this point, but we'll see as the catapult gets taken down. There are a lot of options here for rock raids as well. Just to jump over this location here and jump straight in here, start targeting down this, get a setup on this location here because Moore's not going to be able to defend that. And now the thyroid look to take down this town center here. He's also sending Polyphemus in here as well. Currently the town center is attacking a stable, so it's not getting too much value. Well, it's about to finish the stable off, but now the town center will get targeted down, but I don't feel like these thyroid are going to be enough to take it down. As the Polyphemus falls, the town center will stand strong, and all these thyroid will be falling. And meanwhile, we do see some spearman raids onto the donkey caravans of Moore here. And he is doing his best to continue pushing through. And now that's all down. Half HP the town center. Where's the follow-up is the question here. Kimo still 150 of 160 population. And we're still seeing a big issue for Moore with his upgrades. He's gotten himself medium infantry now. He should be a champion infantry. But he is able to now fight these spearmen beautifully. And this is going to force Kimo's hand. Kimo needs to now transition into camelry here for a little bit. Camelry just for a little bit to force out hoplites, and then he can go back into whatever he really feels like. He cannot keep building spearmen at this point. Now the catapult rolling back, as it is looking like... I'm not sure exactly what's happened to Kimo. He's kind of hit a bit of a wall here with his production. Obviously, those spearmen getting diced incredibly quickly is a big problem here, as we do see Polyphemus returning back onto this town center. Forward temple trying to get set up there for Moore. I don't think that Moore has got himself a fortress here. Now the pacifist coming in here to try and take these spearmen down. You see a dead military academy there. Secrets of the Titans coming through for more. Obviously, Kimo's got the favor here already, but this is a very, very nice play. While he's pushing forward, he's managed to afford that. I do feel like potentially not getting that and throwing out Fortress here would have been a better use of his resources. But he's going to be able to get that Titan out without Kimo being able to afford one for himself. And this could be enough of an advantage in of itself to end the game, but we'll see how it's going to go. Still not able to take the town center down. The Polyphemus only one target in the town center for the time being and will eventually get killed off And we do see more raids coming over here. We do have a lone Chimera to deal with this, as no military academies over on this side of the map to make some easy Hypaspis to deal with this one. And we are going to be seeing more retreating back. Do we see any sneaky rock to hit a immediate snipe of a Titan Gate? It doesn't look like that's the case. He does have a siege works here, so it's kind of like he's gearing up to do a rock raid, but not happening just yet, as the Chimera and the army of Moor very, very strong here. Love to see this wall get rebuilt here for Moor as well, but he's not done it just yet. As the Spearman wandering around doing his darndest in this game. We do see some corner stables getting built here for Moor. I love that coming in on the backside, but we do see towers getting set up, so not that important. Thracian horses now coming in, and the Titan Gate gets thrown down. So this is a risky move here for Moor, because what it does is it means that he has to pull back. He can't actually continue putting pressure onto Kimo, because he has to take so many villages off of economy right now. So if he's got 15 villages on here, it's like his economy now drops down to something more like 60 villages on resources instead of the 90 that he's got. Wait, is that math? That's not how math works. It's more like 75 villages. Or maybe you can keep fighting with 75 villages as long as you're trading nicely, but you can't get any more upgrades or anything. Kimo's also going Siege of the Titans here, so any sort of advantage that this Titan is going to get might not actually hold true here. But the Tyroi side build, the side temple getting set up. No, don't reveal it. He's revealed it. No. If we look at what Kimo can see here, he's got no idea the Tyroi are coming. No idea at all. But now he does. And we'll see if this is going to be able to do any damage over here. Going straight up to the siege works. I would like to see him just till off the ballast tower first, and then try and take down the town center behind this. Meanwhile, a forward Migdol getting set up for Kimo, as he is slow. He's ready to start slow pushing, basically. He's over here as well. I'd love to see him slow pushing here as well. Currently 28 camel caravans. Is he still producing? I love Kimo. This is just like standard Kimo. It's just like, for the entire game, I'm just going to build on auto queue 1 camel caravan. And that way I get up to 40 camel caravans at some point. Did he get the Hypaspis upgrade? I don't know. I don't see if there's some Hypaspis here. No. No Hypaspis. Why'd he go Ares? And there's the Titan Gate coming down now for Kimo, which does allow more of a chance to push back. So we'll see if he's going to be able to take that or not. Meanwhile, the Tyroi going straight after it. Oh, this is going to be spicy. We have 1 Chimera. We've got 5 for Tyroi. There are no units onto this one here. We do see some immediate mercenary getting produced. There's a lot of HP already on the Titan Gate, but that Chimera is going to be able to, unless Kimo Alt S's this, is going to be able to give a big amount of surface area for the Tyroi to jump in onto this one. We've got the camel caravans here blocking, naturally blocking as well, as we see the Chimera coming through, getting big damage. Look at that damage there. If it was like 3 Chimera here, it would have been absolutely insane. As the Titan Gate going to attempt to get denied. Meanwhile, over here, the Chimera is still trying to hold these Spearmen that are on top of Moor's trade route. Meanwhile, more Tyroi coming through for Moor. Is he going to be able to take this town center down? Is he not? Who knows? This attack has not been too successful here for Moor, but he has threatened something here, and he's going to continue pushing. Meanwhile, Polyphemus coming over here trying to take down these villages, putting the towers up. 78% on the way through in this Titan Gate. Still a long way to travel. He's got to go either this way and then over here, or go this way and then over here through all those walls. So it's going to be probably not possible for him to deny the Titan of Kimo, and Kimo is going to be completely fine here against the Titan of Moor, it seems. However, Titan versus Titan does favor the Greeks slightly because of the heroes. You get those hero Polyphemus, you get the hero Atlanta and Theseus and Hippolyta out, plus Heliopolis can deal with those very nicely. But How did Moore do this? Moore has managed to get a huge raid onto this town center here. Going to be able to take this one down. We do see the spearman able to snipe off that Heliopolis there, but not fast enough to recognize that this was happening. The town center going to be going down. This is absolutely huge. Titan up 4 more as well. Town center down, and he is going to be able to control this. Nice play from Moore. He needs to get some more units in here, get some towers down, because Kimo, he's known to get these town centers back for sure. What Moore needs to do is send this Titan this way, clean this middle bit up, and then sit on this town center and take it for himself and force the Titan over onto this position here. This is currently 140 population for Kimo, and technically it's only 140 population for Moore, with 20 population being in this Titan. So we'll see how that's going to go as the villagers are getting sniped off over here. Toxotes here trying to finish off that mummy, which they do indeed do. The villagers trying to get this town center back up. Kimo still with lots of resources in the bank. The Titan going to be making his way over to the top side of the map. That will effectively be a trade of 1 Titan for 1 Titan. But again, we need to see what those heroes are going to be doing in this fight. Do we see any attempted heroes? We do see an attempted Heliopoli coming out with a Polyphemus behind it. We do have an Atlanta out as well as the Titan coming forward for Kimo. And Kimo basically goes, I don't care. I just want to trade Titans. Let me run straight at you. And Moore's like, let's see what can happen here. So he's going to make his way. And we are starting to see some towers coming up. The big problem for Kimo is his trade route. Oh, he should be going to this this market, but he's going to the close market instead, as the Titans kind of miss each other here. Don't miss each other. Fight each other. You don't... Whenever I see Titans dancing, I'm just like, why? Don't dance. We do see a Pharaoh here, and that's going to be enough for Moore to want to retreat. He can snipe off that Pharaoh immediately with the Toxotes. No need to dance. Just fight here. Just fight. Just fight. Don't dance. You oftentimes make more mistakes by not dancing. Oh, he's going to... Oh no, Kimo misclicked. Kimo misclicked. It's 1 attack each here, so it's not a bad situation. Both players have got a town center to be attacking into this one. Heliopoli is going to do a little bit more damage than the Pharaoh. The Toxo is going after that Pharaoh there anyways. So advantage is more in terms of this fight by just a little bit. So this Titan might be able to live with, like, say 500 HP and be able to take this town center down afterwards. But we do see some Pharaoh is back out, getting more damage done yet again. We don't see that Polyphemus out just yet. But look at the damage difference, actually. I might have underestimated. It might be more like 700 HP for this Titan. 1 Heliopolis does so much damage here. As we see, there's the Polyphemus coming out. Might be able to get a thwack in here and help out, as we've got 500 HP. Profit. Let's go. Get that Titan onto the town center immediately here, and you will be able to take that one down. We've got the Heliopolis now coming in, but Kimo is getting himself New Kingdom out. He's sitting at 136 of 160 population. Attack the town center more. Attack the town center. Just do it. 250 HP. It's more than enough to kill a town center here, or at least significantly damage it. 180 HP going down very, very quickly. Will he be able to kill this one or not? It's looking like the town center will indeed end up falling, and the Titan does end up with 80 HP remaining. Do not retreat with this Titan. There is no sense in keeping it alive. 20 population sitting here. Just keep attacking. Let it die. Replace it with units. Moore's very much struggling on gold at this point, though, so maybe replacing it with units not going to be the best. Trying to finish off these walls. That the donkey caravan of Moore, only 13 here, and maybe Kimo's realizing not to kill the Titans better than killing it at this point, but engineers coming through for Kimo. His trade route is huge, but champion archers coming through for Moore. 149 of 160 population is basically back up to full population. Another Heliopoli coming in to take down this ballista, and it's looking as if Moore might be able to secure this location. But while this is all going on, Kimo's recognizing, kill the market. Do we have a market up to the top side? No, we do not. You can easily reposition your market over here. Go to this town center instead. He does have a market here, which he could use a little bit, so you could delete these if you're just worried about your trade route getting sniped off. As we do see another ballista tower getting taken down here. The chariot archers managing to pick off another spearman here, as the catapult going after these watchtowers. And the watchtower does end up getting taken down. Militia pop out here. And we do see a mummy coming through here for Kimo. Doing its thing. We'll see if he's going to be able to make this push work. I like that Kimo's making an attack here, but he needs to figure out a way to basically target this town center as well. So maybe if he could get in on this position here with some buildings, he's got a lot of resources in the bank. While continuing to put pressure here, he could distract enough to take his town center back would be the general strategy here. But at this point, Moore's still not able to push in here. And we haven't seen him attempt any sort of walls up here, any sort of towers on this location. His towers that he did produce got taken down by some Catapult. We did see the Chimera able to pick off a couple of villages there. Nice play as another Chimera coming in over here as there's a Pharaoh here to help out. Meanwhile, the Spearman targeting down a market here, which would in effect affect more probably not so good, but it helps out on the population over here. Gets a 8 population plus those militia, plus those Hypaspers, making it very, very equal population over here in a way. But now we've got the Hetyroi coming in onto this position as Moore has tried to set up a cheeky wall over here, but not happened just yet. He hasn't managed to, so Kimo managed to defend this, but the Hetyroi trying to sneak in here to deal with these markets, not going to happen. But now that the buildings have all been taken out, these militia, they're currently got heavy upgrades, and they're going to be doing a nice amount of damage. You've got a Petropolis rolling in onto this position, going to be going after the Baluster Tower here. Very, very nice play. We're still not seeing many units pumping in onto this position. 124 of 140 population. I'm not sure what Kimo's planning in here. Normally, Kimo doesn't use, from what I've heard, Kimo doesn't use too much auto queue in the late game. He prefers to do it mostly manually so that he can get some more units produced elsewhere. Whoops. Click this button here. And now we do see over on this location more spearmen raiding this, and we still haven't seen these walls finished. Yeah, we kind of have, but those spearmen need to be dealt with yet again. And the town center looks like it is shooting back up, and Kimo somehow, some way, has managed to yet again get his town center back up after all of that nightmare that has been happening to him. He's getting himself iron weapons as well. And Moore's got to be kicking himself at this point. He is managing to mine this gold mine. He's got himself shaft mine, no quarry. It's a big ticket upgrade on the gold mines. Obviously, maybe he didn't feel like he had to get it because he's got no gold left, but he's feeling like he needs that gold in order to continue in this game. Still putting pressure over here. He is taking down these houses, taking down the barracks on this position, trying to get in onto this trade route yet again and completely cut Kimo off of gold. But it's not... It wasn't it. All the pressure here would have been it, but he hasn't managed to do it. We do see these Hetyroi swinging in here. There is a Baluster Tower that he needs to deal with. But even if he picks off these markets, the camels just come over here next. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here for Moore. Feels like he's just bashing his head against the brick wall at this point. As Kimo is never die, never give up, never surrender. All these camel caravans. The one thing about all these camel caravans is that Kimo shouldn't have any real room to push, and if you can just throw walls up everywhere, he's never going to be able to get buildings in close enough, and you can just hold everything while you put pressure elsewhere. But the mummies do come in here. See a bunch of camel caravans getting picked off, which honestly just helps Kimo at this point. But Kimo hasn't restarted his trade route just yet up to this town center, which is a slight mistake. And now we are seeing the spearman raids are going to be coming in, going to be walking straight through Moore's base, going to be looking for villager kills, looking for anything that he can do to hurt Moore's economy here. And all these units have been sniped off. We see a Migdol stronghold coming here. I'd love to just see more walls getting thrown up here just to prevent the Hetyroi raids from coming in here. And now the spearmen have found some villages. It's a lot of population investment to snipe 1 or 2 villages, though. Sometimes if you go for these, it's best to just like split up your spearmen into like several different locations where all of the resources are, all the wood lines. You just click on every wood line with a couple of spearmen instead of just going after one after the other. So you see more spearmen coming over here. And at this point, it's looking like Kimo has solidified his position. He's got good economy. He's got Good map control. He's got his town centers up. There's no fear of losing his trade route. Moore's struggling for production here. He's struggling for food. He's at 67 of 27 camel caravans, or 67 of 80 villages, 27 donkey caravans, but he's got a lot of these villages on favor, with a lot of favor in the bank. He's still trying to make those chimera out of here, it looks like, with one coming into the temple. He's planning some sort of raid with that. But now Kimo can start making the slow push on this side. He wants to make it through, and we're seeing more now setting up over here. Does Kimo see this? Kimo does see this fortress coming up, but he's got no units over here. He does immediately start building mercenary cavalry, but it is too slow to make that one work. We don't see any siege either. And now the spearmen made their way over here, going to take down a lone house. Try and pick off these militia and everything else. And there's the Migdol stronghold up. And I'm sure Kimo is just going to keep moving. He's getting himself Atef Crown, the mummy upgrade, to make those bad boys a little bit stronger. And now Moore is yet again returning onto this location. He's trying to make it work. He's getting another Heliopolis out. I think at this point I'd rather just before the siege, just 5 towers here, walls, and then Petropolis. At this point, it seems like the best bet this late in the game. Now we see the Migdol stronghold getting thrown up for Kimo, as Moore's got not a lot over here to defend this. And like I said, like, the only way to defend this kind of push here is just like mass walls on this location. If you don't do mass walls, you probably can just walk in and just put buildings up, and you've got nothing to defend against it. And now this is potentially could be a base trade, but Kimo's got tons of defense here. Towers coming up, mercenary. Polyphemus is not that helpful in this position. Kimo will start throwing up those siege units here. You see a siege tower walking in as well. It's going to be able to roll in and start tugging down the fortified towns. And obviously, villagers can defend that one fairly easily. As we're also seeing some raids onto the camel caravans, as a couple of those chimera coming in to try and snipe those villagers. Smack, smack, smack. 3 of them, actually. As we do have 2 Heliopolis, and it's like maybe Kimo's going to lose this town center yet again. Where's that siege tower? Siege tower gets picked off. Moore still playing very, very nicely here. Town center is staying alive for a little bit, but we do have 3 chimera here to kill off these villagers when the special ability comes in. So that repair rate is not going to be as good as you might think, and I think Kimo might have overcommitted to this location here. As Kimo is going, I'm going to run my villagers in here. Lost 1 chimera over here. 2 chimera have fallen. The 3rd, 4th over here as well, ready to help out. Spearmen try and take down these Heliopolis, but just not fast enough, it seems. But 1 will be getting taken out here. As more villagers falling, Kimo, not many villagers gathering right now. He's just got so many over on this town center. It's going down very slowly. Still no, well, he does have some setup over here, but Polyphemus, kind of enough to deal with the tower at the very least. There's some villagers coming over here to help out. Moore's trade route does get stopped over here, as we don't see any market anywhere else. A market here would be really, really good coming to this town center. And the town center, yet again, falls here for Moore, as Moore has managed somehow, some way. No! It's going to stay alive. It's going to keep it alive with the priest empowerment rate. With all those villages here, another Heliopolis does come in. With the priest empower rate, the actual empower rate gets skyrockets. It's super easy to stop this. You just grab those Toxotes and target the priest, and that would have gone down. But Kimo with the clutch. What a play here from Kimo. He's still alive, still strong. He's set up on this position. He's making siege towers over here. Towers getting set up as well. Polyphemus was taken out. The trade route of Moore completely shut down. So no gold income. 118 population for Moore. And no hope left in this game, it seems, as the push that was so necessary there from Moore to get that town center down failed due to the repair rate being incredibly strong there for our Ra player. And Kimo, under pressure for 45 minutes of this game, somehow, some way manages to hold Moore off. There was so many moments here where Moore could have snapped this victory, but he just could not manage to quite grasp it enough. And Kimo gets the dub somehow, somewhere. I am gobsmacked. Moore's strategy here was incredibly good. I loved the Ares Dionysus timing push. Completely countered Kimo's greedy Ra play, greedy Ra build. I don't think it would work as well against like a standard 12 farm Ra 2 town center fast heroic, but against that 20 farm build that Kimo did, it worked a treat, and Moore had an incredible advantage in this game. He did unfortunately waste Earthquake. There was a really strong timing push he could have done on this town center, for example, with all of his units here, instead of going hard onto this town center after he killed off this Migdol. Pull back, go Mythic. Earthquake, maybe this town center here with the big push behind it. Could have been a very, very quick game here for Moore, but he didn't go for that one. And Kimo lives to tell another tale. If you guys enjoy this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.